So welcome back to ROV Meditation Practice Tips. And today, Stephen and I finish up our 8-part series on using the steps of subtle energy meditation to reduce anxiety. So today we're going to explore how to melt anxiety with compassion. And we're going to use as a basis for this a 4-step process that has been sequenced by psychotherapist and meditation teacher Tara Brach and called the RAIN technique. And RAIN stands for recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture. So I'm going to guide a brief practice of that at the end. And now Stephen's going to give us a little background on this Buddhist approach to melting anxiety with compassion. So Stephen, I'll pass it to you.
Kevin, thank you, and love and blessings to everybody in this beautiful day. So when we were thinking about discussing this, I was very present to the fact that compassion is such a deep and resounding signature to all Buddhist practices, and probably for that matter to many religious and spiritual practices. The idea that we're here on this planet to serve and offer ourselves to others or for the benefit of others and to help others. And Tara Brach's own guidance is really points to that. And I had this funny little thought, Kevin, that as many of our listeners and viewers know, many people are interested in brainwaves. And I was considering, the relationship of the brainwaves or heart monitors and all sorts of other devices in relationship to what we're talking about in terms of compassion. Now, when you do apply compassion to any situation, it's often in a very selfless way, right? You're really dedicating your practice, all your actions for the benefit of others. So I thought to myself, oh, right, you're kind of empty. you're empty of, self or identity. And then I thought, oh, right, emptiness. It's like an ever-present ground. Oh, EEG, emptiness, the ever-present ground. So I thought, oh, there's another term there for EEG. It's also related to the way that we kind of empty ourselves of identity and self-cherishing and kind of caring so much about ourselves and actually extend that opportunity towards others. So in many ways, in the retreats and many teachings I've done with Mingyur Rinpoche, for example, he really emphasizes the opportunity to dedicate every moment, every thought, every breath, for the benefit of others, and that in one essence is the simplest way to free ourselves from grasping, because we're not trying to do this for ourselves. Even our meditation practice then becomes not about ourselves, but becomes a dedication for the benefit, or all the blessings of that become a dedication for others. And when we think about that, we also then realize that every meeting with another person is an opportunity to bring compassion, is an opportunity to free or help or liberate that person from any suffering. And equally, we then realize that we can apply that same motivation, that same altruistic intention to every thought. So if you imagine your thoughts and feelings like people, then we start to realize that every thought and feeling is also an opportunity to be free from suffering. And that's for ourselves. That's where self-compassion comes in. So that then takes us to really right into what Tara is speaking about. And that is that you recognize this difficulty in yourself, right? First and foremost. So that's the primary part. You've got to be able to recognize it. In the same way as you want to be able to recognize in other people their suffering, you want to recognize the same thing in yourself. So you recognize the difficulty and you silently name it, right? And then you allow those feelings to be here without judging them. So if we apply the same analogy, if you bring compassion to others, you simply allow that what that person's going through to be there without judging that person. Same thing applied to your thoughts and your feelings. And you, without trying to fix the other person or without trying to fix your own thought, you allow that to be there. So that's the second one, right? Recognize them and then allow them to be present. And then the next part is to investigate with curiosity where this occurs in your body, and notice the sensory qualities, and notice the what's needed here. Same thing with a person, right? If you're bringing compassion to a person, you notice what's needed. You want to do a gentle inquiry instead of jumping in there and presuming that you know what the other person wants. You do a gentle inquiry, you investigate, and same with your own thoughts and feelings. And then you nurture your thoughts and your feelings with compassionate awareness. Same thing as you would do with another person. You offer the sense of compassion where you really care for all beings, and you care for whatever pain, hurt, fear, or struggle they've gone through. And it's the same with your own thoughts and feelings. You offer a deep, nurturing, compassionate, caring, and kindness towards your own thoughts and feelings. That helps you to then rest in this compassionate presence, because you're literally offering the opportunity for your whatever vulnerable feelings, difficult feelings, anxiety you're experiencing, to be present and to recognize them, to allow them, to investigate them, and then to nurture them like a mother. And as Tara says, it cultivates a trust in our own basic goodness, right? It actually shines from you, your own basic goodness. And by extension, it helps us to recognize and trust that same light is shining through all beings. So in my analogy, you're applying the same compassion, the same process of compassion to all other beings, just as you would to yourself, just as you would to a difficult thought. You'd apply it in the same way to somebody that you may be having some difficulty with. So Kevin, I'm going to pass over to you, because I know you're going to guide us through a process, through this basic process of RAIN: recognize, allow, investigate, and nurture. And we really, with deep gratitude, want to express our thanks to Tara Brach for this process.
Thank you, Stephen. So we're going to use this RAIN process to offer compassion to a feeling of anxiety that we have. So to begin, I just want you to call to mind a situation or something in your life, and could be related to health or relationships or work or money or anything that is causing you some anxiety. So just take a moment to call to mind and choose one anxiety to work with in this process. And once you have that in mind, adopt a comfortable upright seat. Let your palms rest cupped in your lap. And lightly close your eyes. And we'll begin by just taking a few moments to find our calm center. So you might bring your attention down to the soles of your feet on the ground and feel the firm support of the ground, of the earth underneath you. Allow your feet and toes to relax and rest down into that support of the earth. Bring your attention to your palms and your fingers. Allow them to soften, release, and relax down into your lap. And imagine a string drawing your spine gently upright, so you feel intentional and empowered. Now tuck your chin just slightly. Soften your tongue. Relax your jaw. And put a subtle smile on your lips. A smile of calm compassion. Allow this feeling of smiling to wash down over your face and down through your whole body. And take a few slow, deep breaths, breathing in calm and breathing out compassion. Now, within this space of calm compassion, call to mind this anxiety, this specific anxiety you want to work with in this practice. So recognize it, call it into awareness, and name it. Anxiety about. And tune into and feel into this anxiety about. And see if you can do this without reliving this, but simply being with this feeling, this anxiety, like a good friend. You're sitting with your anxiety. You're being with it. As you sit with this anxiety, simply allow any and all feelings related to it. Without judging them, without trying to fix them, and without ignoring them, being present with them. Allow this anxiety to be here and be with it. You may notice there's thoughts associated with it. You can investigate a little more deeply into this anxiety. Get to know it. Allow the feeling to be fully present, and you're present with it. Like a good friend. And inquire a little more deeply. You might ask, what belief am I holding here that's causing this anxiety? And if this anxiety were located anywhere in your body, where would this be? Is it in the pit of your stomach? Your back? Where do you feel it most prominently? And what is needed? What is being asked for here? Is it love, forgiveness, understanding, acceptance, trust? What is needed? And now place one or both hands over your heart. And tune into the gentle, kind, tender, loving presence of your heart. You may imagine someone who fully embodies compassion, sending compassion through your heart. And feel the warmth of compassion flowing right where it's needed, and just the way it's needed right now. Nurture this feeling of anxiety with compassion, with tenderness, with deep care. It's all right. Compassion is like an infinite ocean in which you can rest. Rest in this warm, soothing, healing ocean of compassion. Now bring your hands down to rest in your lap. And notice any shift in feeling. Notice the quality of presence here, now. And very slowly begin to open your eyes, staying in touch with this compassionate presence. feeling this presence in the space all around you, together with the space inside. One space of compassionate presence. Bring this compassionate presence with you and share it with everyone you meet. Thank you for your practice.